Okay, if you can see this stream, please write something in the chat so I know that everything's working again. It seems like the Wi-Fi died and then came back. One of the things that I'm gonna upgrade is get a network cable to run all the way here to my PC. Well, I'm streaming here on a laptop. So that's one thing that I'm definitely gonna upgrade in the future. Because it's a somewhat important part of streaming, having a good internet connection. And I don't really want to have the stream just die on me like that in the future. I'm thinking if this cable here is long enough. It will probably be long enough if I splice this. Yeah, sorry about the stream dying. That really sucks. I don't know why I was soldering in that awkward position. I was kind of bent backwards. Yeah, welcome back. Yeah, the old stream went very much rip. I'm looking for some heat shrink to put on. I have enough red. And I have enough black. Let's see if I have enough transparent. Because I don't have any yellow. Maybe it can be white. Nope, okay. So the video cable is gonna be black as well. The heat shrink. We lost a fair amount of people in with the stream cutting out, which doesn't feel that great. Next time it's network cable. Also need to get more heat shrink running incredibly low on it. This is all the heat shrink I have in this size. And also more black silicone cable. That's the only color I'm out of. Nearly out of red as well. That's all I've got. It is so worth buying good stuff of this, even though it's expensive for 25 meters. It makes everything so much easier. anyone has any questions, comments, or anything, suggestions, just please put them in the chat. We're gonna save this connector here so that we can easily change settings of the camera. For example, turn off the OSD and that type of stuff. Yeah, I could use the soldering iron to do that, but I can show you my genius backup. My genius backup for when the lighter runs out is a candle, a normal just house candle, and the legendary solstickan. I'm ashamed to admit that I've used the candle maybe too many times compared to how many times I should have done it. But it does really work in a pinch. I'm using the sidecar just to make a small cut in the silicone wrapping and then put it off with my fingernails. More precise to do it that way. I won't mount LEDs on this one because that's quite a bit of quite a bit more work to mount LEDs. But the MAD-S and MAD-LITE look absolutely fantastic with LEDs on. Oh, I actually have a quad to show you with LEDs on. Let's zoom out. I'm in autofocus. This quad here, one of the OG MAD-S's with 40 LEDs on it. This was actually the very quad I used in the juniors final in 2018 when I managed to win the world finals. And it's really easy to mount the LEDs here. You can just put them on. And there's even a LED kit available from Banggood that is 20 LEDs, super tiny but super bright LEDs that you can put just on each side here or in the back, and it's like you put 2 of those on and you're done, because most races require 40 LEDs. Let's see if I can find a battery for this so we can see how bright it is. Because this one is only 4S. It was in 2018, so it was only 4S. Let's see. Battery is only half plugged in, so I can easily plug it out if something happens. But they look awesome with LEDs on. Now, where were we? Oh, right. Yeah, I can see if I can find a link for those LEDs on Banggood. I got a tip about them from. Ooh, I think he's from Latvia. I think he was. I can't remember his name either, but I met him in Oulu, and well, he knows who he is if he sees this video. He's the guy with the best beard in FPV, hands down. Even better beard than Longcat. And I think he's from Latvia. but I'm not 100% sure. Don't want to insult him. Also a really, really nice dude. Okay, that looks to be pretty much everything on the VTX. Now it's only this haunted blue cable left. It's finally gonna be in its correct place. There we go. Oh, I soldered that out of frame, of course. Just one tiny part here that I need to snip off. And now we can heat shrink VTX. Here with heat shrink that won't really open if you're having trouble. Can use something kind of sharp here to separate them. And then I put it over here and then I twist it a few times and then it will stay open. I'm gonna put this over. And now the antenna. Oh, we gotta I gotta put this entire thing under the RX. I can't get the lock off, but we should be able to put this on anyway. There we go. Now we can, we probably should cut the heat shrink. Because I know it's gonna be something somewhat tight here. Yeah, Johan is Madkwads carbon fiber expert, and he is also the designer of this frame. So if you want to know all of the extremely juicy details, that he's the guy who you should talk to. I can answer most questions, but Johan he's the mastermind behind it. I'm more the pilot and yeah, the packager. Packaging and shipping everything. Alright, this is that type of heat shrink that just instantly disintegrates if... Yep. Look at that. Too hot and then it just disappears. So there will be no heat shrink on the VTX. That's okay. There's none really needed. Antenna came off. Should not be able to do that. conformal coat with candle wax? No. No, 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 no. If you're gonna conformal coat, this is the stuff you use. This here really works. Sadly, this one here is expired, and it is not floating anymore. It is solid. But I nearly managed to empty it. There's a lot of quads in one of these. So let's remove this lock here somehow. Oh, did it go out of focus? Yes, okay, there's off. Now we put the lock back on. I do not understand how this lock works at all. It is most likely user error. Because on this one it's worked flawlessly. But on this one, because I'm building on stream, everything else goes. That's the demo effect. Whenever you're showing something to people, it doesn't matter how much you've prepared, something goes wrong. One of these builds usually don't take this long at all, like nowhere even close. Okay, it is a bit tight for the antenna there, but it's gonna work. So now we're no, we're not done with the soldering. I actually soldered wrong here on the VTX. I soldered the camera directly to it, which is not how it's supposed to be. Camera should go to the FC, and then the FC adds the OSD, and then that goes to the VTX. It is much harder to build on on stream than if you're just doing it solo, because there's so much more to juggle. Yep, this quad will be configured before it will be configured and test flown before it is sent out. If the buyer is willing to wait, Johan might be able to tune it before it gets sent out. Otherwise, he will use this quad's tune, which is already tuned by Johan, but there's always some tiny differences between quads. too long from the factory. Probably this one here as well. Yep. Now another yellow cable. My standard is yellow. The quad is gonna go on auction tonight. Actually, it's gonna end in. Ooh, we're probably gonna have to extend the time for the auction. The plan was to have it end in 1 hour from now. So, well, the next whole hour that's completely passed. Price, like, I'm still thinking about how we should do it. If we should have a starting price, or if we should just let it go at whatever. I'm personally now leaning to having a starting price and then letting it go on auction for that. But the price of the components and everything is $500 new. I haven't paid for the components. The frame my company has, so that's something at least I don't want to go negative on. But the rest of the parts have been provided by Elefun. And all of the proceeds will go to me improving the streaming setup here. And not just the streaming setup here at home, but also so that I can do stuff out in the field with live streaming my flying and stuff. But here at home, what I would like to upgrade is maybe one more camera or a better camera mount that I could build, and much better lighting, because the lighting here is kind of crap. Okay, everything should be soldered now. Doesn't look that good on my other quad. It's incredibly clean, but it is what it is. And that's just how it goes sometimes. So let's pull this cable all the way through. On my other quad I see that you place the bids on the Facebook event page. In the discussion tab there, you should be able to put comments somewhere there, and that's where we're gonna do it. I'm removing the top plate now to snake the camera cables through. I usually do this in the opposite way, but because I don't have any black cables that are long enough, I'm doing it this way. Because otherwise I usually make the wiring harness and then snake the wires through, but now I'm pulling the connector through, which is proving to be a fair amount harder. But there we go, it is now through. main connector, and now it's just the secondary connector, which is smaller, so it's easier. Now I'm redoing this wiring. I can't send out a quad that looks like this, but it's just for the VTX here, so it's quick. Oh, sorry, I was out of frame. So now I'm twisting together this. If someone wants a built and tuned quad of any parts, you can send me a PM, and I'll see what we can do. I do it cheap, and if you want it on stream, that's fine. If you want it off stream, that's also fine. Off stream, it's a much quicker build process off stream, but it isn't as fun. It's really fun interacting with people on stream. It's a very unique experience that you can't really get any other way. There we go, now the wiring seems much better. It's much harder to have to juggle a camera as well, and chat and everything. But now I'm still not happy with it, but at least it looks acceptable. On this other one, it's beautiful, frankly put. And on this one it's bleh. But it mostly gets covered up. Still doesn't feel super happy about sending this to someone. Just with the wiring, like everything functionally about the build is good. So now for this antenna mount, it is not compatible with the one for the MAD-S. A big part of it is that this one has a spacer inserted into it, while the one on the MAD-S is just a screw straight through it. And also the spacing and everything here is different. But now we should be able to close up the bottom of it, of the frame. So now we have another satisfying click. And making sure I don't pinch any cables. Oh, I love that click. It's just so satisfying when you just click and then it's completely stuck there. You don't have to worry about it. Food for the soul. Oh, I probably did all of that out of frame, didn't I? Oh, I'm disappointed in myself if I did all of that out of frame. I'm sorry. So now here also, this is a friction fit, as you can see. The UFL cable just sits in there, and you just push it in, and the antenna is fairly stable here. But that isn't enough. You can either use zip ties and put it through this spot here or this spot here, or you can use these 3D printed parts that are designed to hold it down as well. These ones are designed to clamp better than a zip tie, but that is personal preference. So you just push it on, and now here I'm gonna make sure that it got on with a tweezer. Make sure you don't use the tweezers on the cable. That will be a bad day. And then the back one here as well. It can be a bit fiddly because an arm is right there. And also this specific 3D print wasn't top notch because the nylon wasn't 100% dry. It was maybe 95% dry, which meant that the print quality was slightly lower. Because I realized earlier today that, oh, I forgot to print all the parts for the frame. So I had to do it today and I didn't have time to dry it. Yeah, but that's easily fixed with new printed parts. I'm gonna dry the nylon tomorrow. And there we go. Antenna can't slide in or out. It is stuck there. And now I think all we've got left is to put the frame together. All the spacers and stuff. There's the top plate. So and now there's a specific way to put everything in here. All of the what's it called? Hang on, let me do it like this so you can easily see here. It's gonna be there we probably have a good brightness. The way I think about it is all the spacers should be on the outside of the arms. So here we're gonna have a spacer on the lower level and a screw on the upper level. It's gonna be more clear once I start doing it. Just thread that cable through and let's put on the top plate. And let's make sure I'm in frame. Oh, I can cheat here. Now I'm gonna be in frame no matter what I do. Because I'm zoomed out. Haha! Cheating! So let's put the top plate on. Oh, click, click, click. And now we have a compact little pancake. I'm gonna start with a long screw here, where we put the VTX antenna mount, because we already have a spacer down here, so we automatically know we need a long screw there. Oh, is that gonna be a new thing? Calling this one a compact little pancake? And because we have a long screw on this side here on the top level, it's gonna be a short screw and a spacer on the other one here, because they're in pairs. So for this back pair here, it's gonna be I'm gonna cheat and use a pair of pliers very carefully so that I don't scratch the spacers. One way to do it is, a very easy way to do it, is to have two screwdrivers and having one from the same way. Eric, yeah, it's the same one. You got one of mine from the pile, right? Of the pile of FCs that I'm not using right now. And now that we've put this one in here, I'm gonna do it this way. So we have a spacer on the top level here. That means that we're gonna have a long screw on the top level here. And also another thing, if I zoom in here, I'm not sure if I'm gonna be able to show this on camera even. But I'm gonna Eric, the configuration will not work because the MAD frames have the stack in a different orientation than yours. I'm gonna go manual on this. So the one on the right has a sort of chamfer on the face, while the one on the left is flat. You want to have the one with the chamfered side towards the long screw, because that's one's easier to thread in, and that you can also, well, it's a higher risk of you putting that screw kind of sideways when you enter it, so that it's just cheap insurance. There we go. So we're gonna have a long screw here from the top. So it's in an alternating pattern with long screw, short screw on if you look from one level. So we had a spacer here, then the next one's gonna be a long screw. Another tip with screwing around is if you're gonna screw a screw into a threaded hole or spacer, first go the wrong way. So with a normal right hand screw, you go counterclockwise first, like you're unscrewing it, until you feel it going correctly into the threads, and then you start going clockwise to screw it in. Again, alternating pattern. So we have a spacer on that side, so we're gonna have a long screw now. VTX is kind of in the way because I put it, sorry, VTX is somewhat in the way now because I put it sort of badly there. There we go, now it's in. Now in with the spacer. We're gonna skip the two front here because they're different, because the camera's there. Well, the camera mount is there, rather. Ah, out of frame again. Maybe I should cheat and move the entire camera stand to be closer to me. Aha! Now it's more where I'm used to working. Now I'm wondering why I didn't do this earlier. Because this is so much more comfortable than having my arm stretched out across the table. Okay, now we just have the very front left, and there's of course a camera mount that we're gonna use to mount the camera. And let's see here, it's gonna be a long screw on the right and a short screw on the left, which is the opposite of what I had on my MAD-S, which is why I had to stop and think. The reason for it being the opposite is because there's fewer screws on the MAD-LITE compared to the MAD-S. I'm putting in the spacers here first, that the camera mount screws are gonna screw into, because it's a bit fiddly with juggling the camera mount and a spacer at the same time. Now just mounting the camera. No, mounting the camera mount. And then we're gonna put the camera inside. Oh no. Can anyone see what I forgot? The VTX is on 5 volt. The nanotramp can only take 5 volt. So if I give it VBET, it will go poof. No, the camera you can mount afterwards. There's something else that's vital and only on the top side of the frame that I forgot. Something that has Madkwads battery strap. And it's not the first time I've forgotten it either. And I still never learn. Forgot this beautiful piece. But hey, at least I get to show how easy it is to remove the top plate. Oh, spinning spacer. Not good. Gonna have to tighten that better. There is a sweet spot with the tightness of the screws here, where you don't need to use anything other than just what's it called? Other than just a screwdriver to unscrew them. But I didn't manage to get that sweet spot now. Bit embarrassing. Oh, so yeah, I've heard that a few times. No, it's the top plate is really stuck on there now. It will get easier to remove it after the first few times. Now we can put a battery strap on. Yeah, I've broken, I think, 3 battery straps in how 2 years, 2.5 years, something. However long this frame has, MAD-S has lived. So these battery straps are hella durable. But it can be somewhat annoying that you have to remove the top plate to get at the battery strap. That is also the reason why the ESC is at the top instead of the FC, because it is touching the battery strap. And you don't want to have anything touching the battery strap and the gyro. The FC and the gyro, sorry. Hello? Is it screwing into the spacer? Oh no. I am dumb. The camera, as I said much earlier in the stream, the camera mount has special black screws that are 2 millimeters longer, because this base plate here is 2 millimeters thick. So you need to use the black screws for the camera mount. I think I'm getting a bit tired now and making a few more mistakes. Not at all embarrassing. Not at all. Okay, now the camera mount is there, and it's no longer a little compact pancake. Or was it compact little, yeah, compact little pancake. It looks like that when there's no camera mount and no battery strap. If your MAD-S or MAD-LITE is a CLP, a compact little pancake, you're missing the battery strap. That's the warning sign. So now I've learned something new. That there's a warning sign for if you've forgotten the battery strap. And that's if you get a pancake quad. Yeah, just a quad build and stream that's 3 hours. Nah, that's nothing. I'd like to imagine that I could do one of these builds in less than an hour. In best case scenario. In a race scenario, I would say 45 minutes if I need to have a quad flying. But then I don't, like if you're repairing a quad at a race, you just need to do that race and then it can die. Like as you've crossed the finish line in the finals, that quad can be done. It served its purpose. But now here, it needs to be much better. Let's see here. We should not use the super long screws. Let's use the medium. And they're 1.5 millimeters. So to put the camera in, the camera mounts are specific for each camera. This camera mount is made for the Runcam Razer Nano 2. They're also made with specific camera angles. This very mount is 45 to 50 degrees. I'll show you shortly what I mean with 45 to 50. Let's just get it in first. I'm gonna push it out further because there was some stringing on the 3D print. And then locate the hole. Huh? Angel packet? Now I'm very confused. Please explain. Okay, so what I mean with that the camera angle is 45 to 50. You can see above the camera lens, you can see the camera body, that orange part. There's a little gap there. So now the camera is right at the bottom. So that's 45 degrees. But if I loosen the screws, and then let's see if I can get this on camera, and then push the camera up, I think I need to loosen the screws more. Now there's a much smaller gap, so now it is 50 degrees. So that's really convenient at races if you want to change your camera angle. It's super easy to do it. And you're still, it won't change unless you want it to, because the camera mount is so tight. That's why it's specific for each camera, or each model of camera. And here it's easiest to use a tool to plug in the camera cable or camera connector. Come on, in you go. Come on, I've done this 100 times. Why am I having trouble now? Am I putting it in the right way? Yeah, I am. Yeah, you need to select a specific camera mount when you order. If I remember correctly, we don't have that on the pre-order. Just write it in the comment box on your order, and we'll contact you, or just PM us on the Madkwads account, and we'll solve that, or email or whatever. Contact us if you want something special. Otherwise, you're gonna get this mount, Razer 2 Nano. Some cameras work in others, but then there's no guarantee for the camera angles and stuff. But there's no cross compatibility No, in the pre-order there's probably not an option. But contact us about it if you want something specific. If you want for this camera, just leave it empty. I think that's it. The camera mount is 45 to 50 degrees. So it is 45 if it's in the bottom of the mount and 50 if it's in the top. If I'm not entirely mistaken, this quad is done with everything except for the configuration, which I can't do on the stream because I don't have a keyboard to put stuff in, and I haven't prepared it in Streamlabs OBS, the streaming software I use. And Mark, this here is for you, a continuity check. Nothing there, and then when I change it, it should beep for a while, and then it will stop. Likewise now, it's gonna beep for a while, and it stop. Yep. So that means that it is good. The reason that it beeps for a short while is because it is charging up the capacitor. So there is current flowing for a while until the capacitor is charged, and then there's no more current flow. So, do I have my crappy 4S battery somewhere? I have a specific battery for plugging in the first time. But I can't find it. Well, I used to have a really crappy battery, 4S, to plug in the first time, because it couldn't deliver any current, so it couldn't really burn anything. But everyone take cover. Yeah, this is a success. It is quite used. So, 3, 2, 1, fire! Everything is lighting up as it should. So, it is good. The build was successful, even though it was long. No, there was no smoke, sadly. Oh, should we do that capacitor? No, just for you, Donald. Oh, there will be smoke. I will deliver. Don't you worry. And if anyone is worried, I have a fire extinguisher right here by me. And it is right by my battery graveyard, so I am fairly safe with it. Now the question is, how are we going to do... Ooh, I just got an idea. Because I don't really want to do this, just because I have to hold it then. Yeah, don't try this at home. This is done by a trained professional. I have a lot of experience burning stuff. But I got an idea here, so I don't need to hold it directly. Let's up the temperature to 400. Now we're gonna solder this the wrong way. So positive to negative. And negative is marked with this big thing. And, oh, no, almost solder it the right way, which in this case is the wrong way. Come on now, connect. There we go. And I just realized something that it's quite stupid to have these ones completely exposed so that they can touch each other. So I'm just gonna do a really disgusting wrap with electrical tape. Just gonna go like this, and then just when I said disgusting, I really meant disgusting. So are you guys ready now for the? Oh, I should probably have somewhere to aim it. Probably down on the table, right? Should probably have it like this, so I have some protection for the port table. Let's see here, let's go. Am I in autofocus? No, now I'm in autofocus. It's here. Oh no, I'm not gonna aim at the camera. This is not my camera. It's my father's camera. So is everyone ready then? Take cover. 3, 2, 1. Huh? What? Nothing happened? Question mark? Okay, let's see here. Okay, we have connection there. We have connection there. And how charged is this battery? Yeah, I think it's the battery as well, but it is charged. Hang on, let's check here with my battery checker. No. No, it is decently charged. Okay, let's try again. Okay, just took a while. Oof. That smell. Yeah. It took far longer than I thought. It was plugged in a few seconds and just poof. I'm just gonna go and put this somewhere else. I'll be right back. It smells like shit. Oh, there we go. I had to put it outside. My heart is kind of racing after that. That was quite a loud bang and a lot of smoke, and probably shouldn't have done that because now my entire room smells like absolute shit. And it's probably not that healthy either. Yeah, this is. I feel like this is gonna become a tradition. I just gotta figure out a way to minimize the smell. No, I'm not gonna blow a lipo. I could do a stream where I dispose of all of my batteries. That would be interesting. But that would be for the future. Well, the auction is open. It has been open the entire time. Let's see if anyone has put any bids or anything. Let's see here, where can I find it? Let's do it in dollars. Is it American pancakes or Swedish pancakes? Because there's a big difference if it's American pancakes or Swedish pancakes. I'm not quite sure which one is valued higher at the moment, but I do know that there's a difference between them. But let's keep it in dollars. Isn't IHOP that? Isn't it a international house of pancakes? But that's kind of where all the crackheads go at night to get food or whatever. That's the stories I've heard. I haven't been to an IHOP. Can angle this down so you can see the work surface. Or maybe a little bit more up. Let's keep it in dollars so that everyone understands what it is. The parts, the pure parts cost is I think $520. And well, of course, it's brand new. It hasn't even been burned, and it will be tuned and test flown, of course, before I send it out. And if whoever buys it is willing to wait a little bit longer, you bid in the Facebook auction and I'll make a post about it. I made a post about it. It's on the event page. Let's see here, where can I share it or something? Oh, it does not smell good here. If whoever's buying it is willing to wait a little while, we can probably arrange so that Johan will tune it as well on another live stream. But that's if you want it. Otherwise, it will have Discord's tune. They are identical. Ooh, the weight. Let's see here. That's the wrong scale. Let's go to the overhead shot. And here the scale is working. Yep. So this quad here is... oh, it's in GN, whatever that is. Okay, now it's in grams. Let's check that it works. It doesn't go over 318, but we are well below that. 273. I wonder whether extra... Oh yeah. This one has another ESC than it had when I weighed it and got 263 grams. Or the scale has completely packed in. Let's check with another scale. So, because this one should be 263-ish grams, 365 maybe. Because that's what I've weighed it to multiple times before. Okay, that scale says 261. Let's get more scales. Okay, so I have more scales now. I don't think I have a fully built MAD-S. I might have something we can compare to. But now we have 4 scales that we can compare. Don't ask why I have 4 scales. And all of them except one is precision scales. They're still from Banggood. They're like 50 bucks each. No, not 50 bucks. $5 each, which is 50 kroner around there. So I just bought 5 of them to because I use them when I'm making the screw packages. Because they have a counting feature, so that you just put an amount of screws on there and tells you how many they are. Which is really helpful when you need to sit there and pack like 30 sets of these screws and you gotta count to 25 30 times in a row, unless you just put them on here and it says how many it is greatly improved the time. So this one says 261. This one says 261. 261, 272. This scale is wrong. We need props. Because props are around 20 grams. Let's see here. Uh, 263, and there's nothing touching around. 263. 263. Okay, so this quad weighs 263 grams. There is actually one more thing to add. And that is kardborreband. Oh no, it isn't running race flight. If it would be running race flight, it could fly without props. No issues. No, I'm gonna add a bit of Velcro. Because that's how I make sure my batteries are secured. And I only use a tiny bit of Velcro, because this here is the only area where like this area here is the only one where you have support under it. If you put more Velcro out here, it does nothing. Oh, it really does not smell good in here. It's slightly irritating for the throat as well, but well, it was fun blowing a capacitor. Also really interesting that it survived so long. It was like it was building up pressure and it was just poof. Is everyone typing in US dollars? I'm gonna edit it to clarify that. So Stefan is the one leading right now. I'm just gonna ask in text as well if it is USD. Because there is a very big difference between 500 Swedish kroner and 500 US dollars. 500 kroner is 50 US bucks. So yeah, you can see that there's a pretty big difference there. Oh, it was this scale that was bad, right? I'm gonna keep the stream open until the bidding is done, so we can just hang out and chill. The bid is 550 US dollars right now, which is a fair price for the components and everything. So much higher than that feels almost wrong to me. So while we're waiting for that, because there's 40 minutes left, I can open up this scale and see what Banggood has in store for us. Let's see, there's my screwdriver. Also, I can really recommend getting these sort of oh, what are they called in English? In Swedish they're called skål. Blow up the scale. No, I actually need this one. I know it still counts good. But what are these called in English? I can't remember the word. Like you're supposed to put like chips and stuff in them. These ones are from my childhood. We used to put popcorn and chips and stuff. Oh yeah, bowl. Yeah, of course. Oof. Now I feel kind of stupid, like very stupid, that I couldn't remember bowl. Oh well, you live, you learn. See if we can make a break into Banggood's. Ooh, there might be one. Oh yeah. There is a screw behind here. Huh? There's no what? There's a hole for. Oh yeah. I should have thought about the Minecraft balls. Yeah. Any bets on what's wrong with this one? It's measuring about 10 grams high. Oh, does it say warranty void if removed? Nope. It just says... hang on, let's do autofocus here. Not legal for trade. Very good. Very... Hang on. Everything's weird when the camera's... Very good. Oh. Now everything's out of focus. That's something I should fix to next time as well. It's having like a dynamic autofocus or something. I didn't look into that because I was worried that it would just fuck around while I wasn't doing anything with it. I don't think these screws are holding the plastic case together. I think that's just... the reason that I have 4 scales, I used to have 6 of them. Because one of them is 0.1 grams. And the rest of them are 0.01 grams. This one was my original one. I got it as a, I think, Christmas present or birthday present, something. And what I asked for was literally a drug scale. Because, as a joke, because I wanted a precision. To measure down to 0.01 grams. But I got another model, which is 0.1 grams instead. And then when I started counting screws for the Madkwads packaging, that was really tiresome. Just sitting there counting to 25 over and over and over again, and sitting there counting to 11 over and over and over again. Then sitting there counting to 10 over and over again. You see how irritating that was. So then I got the tip from Johan to use scales to count for me. So these ones... Oh, yeah, right, that one doesn't have any batteries. But these ones you can... Let's see here, how do you do it again? Oh, pieces here. And then it is... come on, how do I... 25 pieces. Oh, no, now I did this the wrong way. So I started with something on it, so that it's this bowl is its standard. So if I remove it, it goes negative. Then I go to pieces. It says 25 pieces. I know I have 25 pieces in this one because I've counted them. And yeah, I think you guys can see that. 25. 22. And I have 3 screws in my hand. So it's really convenient to count that way. So then I just put up 5 of those scales in a row. All of them just counting to, well, whatever I... well, my side business is Madkwads, but maybe another side business. But then I just sort of poured into them and saw which one needed more and which one had too many, and then just balanced it. And it saved me hours and hours and hours of time. But now I'm really good at counting to 25, 11 and 10. And also have a feel for how many screws that is. Kind of feels like there's more screw. There's a screw under here from the other side. Ooh, maybe that's what these two are for. Screwdriver too small. Are these epoxied in, or what? Can't get them out. Okay, yeah, I cannot get those screws out. They just spin, and they're ruined now. Because there's screws under this plate here, and I don't think I can just remove it. How do I get to the... It has to be these two screws here. Because I can see that there's a load cell under this plate here that goes from here to around here. Yeah, I can see it through the hole here. Nope. Will not get this thing open. No, I don't think I... You just want me to destroy it. It's still worthwhile. Maybe it slides out? No, I think it's epoxied in. So I can't see anything like any screw. It's just a smooth organic shape to there. Yeah, it's... what? I'm so confused here. Oh ho! Oh ho ho! There's a plate under this metal plate that is connected to the load cell. Yeah, I could use heat, but as you know, this one's out, and I don't have a hot air gun. Ooh, maybe that's something I could get. That could be really interesting streams. Electronics repair with a hot air gun. That's pretty much all I need to do it. Okay, just two double-sided sticky tape parts here. Surprisingly robust. And now this one is sort of bowed. Or bowed, I don't know how to pronounce it. Okay, I'm gonna get the big screwdriver from the beginning. Nope. Not coming out. Those are probably epoxied. Oh, I got one. Oh no, they just cross-threaded to shit. Oh. Ooh, this plate's actually kind of heavy. Yeah, I had to really force it down, and they still got screwed up. You probably have that to give it some weight, because now it's ridiculously light. Like it weighs nothing. Oh. The only thing holding us back now is the two original screws that I removed and then put back in when I decided, oh no, I won't be able to get this one open. I don't know how many times I've said that now, that oh, I won't be able to open it, and then been able to open it. This is ridiculously simple. it's a load cell, and then just one board. Do you think I'm gonna overclock this scale, or? One of the things that's gonna happen is I'm gonna release the magic smoke, and I'm not gonna be able to sleep at all at night, because the room is gonna be filled with smoke. The ventilation down here is not that good. Yeah, there's one ship on this thing. One. That's actually really impressive that they've just done everything so simple. Oh, this is cool. The buttons are like just on the PCB. Let's see here if I can get it in focus. Like this here, this is the button. I don't know if you can hear the clicking. I've never seen this before. So it looks like, oh, they're just taped on. So it's just, if we open up this here, we're probably gonna see something. Do I have pen and paper? Let's see here. Let's make sure I don't show anything that's important on this paper. What we're gonna see here is an outer circle here. That is one side of the button, and then an inner circle here. And this is actually kind of genius. So the button just connects these two together. That's how every button works. But the way they do it is they have this here printed on a circuit board, and then just a small little folded, or not even full, just bent metal piece that's slightly shaped, dome shaped, that they've taped on. And it works flawlessly. So if we just remove this tape here. Oh, sorry, I'm gonna try to do it in frame. Oh. Huh? The LCD isn't even oh, that's incredible. So I don't know if you can see this here through the camera, but there are some microscopic contact points. You might see that pattern on this black part here. If I go manual, yeah, I think you can see it now. Just ever so slightly, that striping pattern on LCD here. Those correspond to these connectors here, which is just incredible. That it's just sort of put on there, and I don't know what's holding it on. So yep. Oh, sorry, I did all of that out of frame. So here we have the little metal piece in the tape, and it actually has one leg that goes down into, no, two legs. One that goes down into this hole and one that goes down into this tiny hole to locate it as well, and then just tape over it. This is absolutely genius. Because it's an incredibly cheap way to make a button that will most likely last quite long, because it's in a scale. It's not heavy duty. So that's how they can make them so ridiculously cheap but still functional. Let's see here. Okay, there's some white lines here that I think I need to line up. Do I just press it on, or? Like this here is really cool to me. That it just like there's no wires, nothing. There's no gold-plated connectors or anything. You just put right on there, and it was on there pretty good until I got it off, and now I can't get it back on. So I'm just gonna sort of put it on there and hope that it works. That method usually works out. Oh no, it's okay. It's located. It's located with the plastic parts here. I am saved. Whew. Stefan, jag är förvirrad. Jag fattar inte riktigt vad det är du menar. Om du vill ta tillbaka ditt bud så kan du göra det. Om han du budade mot budar i kronor. Ja, jag har ändrat. Man budar i Facebook-tråden på det. Ska se om jag kan dela det. Och ja, det är bara, Stefan, det är bara att ta bort det. Jag förstår situationen. there you have the link to the bidding. It's under the discussion tab, and then there's a post with it, and Stefan, just remove your comment with the 500 because the guy you were bidding against was bidding in Swedish kroner. If you feel that that wasn't fair. Yeah, just remove it so that no one gets confused. It is changed in the title now that it's in US dollars. Let's see if the scale still works. Oh, it does. I don't think there was a screw here in the middle, because I'm short one screw if there was. The most expensive part of this scale is probably the load cell, because everything else is as cheap as can be, but in a kind of good way. It delivers what it should. Stefan, där du var rätt. But the invite to the event, if you just go to the discussion tab on the event, that's where the bidding is. I can't seem to find a way to get a direct link to the post. Donald, good troll. A microphone on it would actually be kind of interesting to just get more data. I know you can put a microphone on via the VTX, but I want to log the noise of it to see if you can hear any specific frequencies doing something weird or anything like that. now this one should be back to standard. Oh, sorry, doing all of this out of frame. The one in the middle is that I just opened is about a gram lighter than the two others. No idea why, really. Because I haven't changed anything, and it was way off earlier. Oh well. Kind of fun to see the inside of it. A lot of interesting stuff. And now it's back to normal. Guess I should kind of clean up, use these 10 minutes that are left on the bidding for this. Again, I would like to thank Elefun for sponsoring this stream and the build. Stefan, I just reacted to your $300 bid, so you should be able to come back to it. Maybe we should have done this on another site than Facebook, but what's done is done. There's nothing to change about that now. I will learn that until next time. If there's anyone who's interested to have a quad built by me, or specified by me, like help designing build, send me a PM. I will gladly help you with it. And I'm mostly looking for more content for the streams, as they're really fun to do. And I haven't done a stream in a while because I just haven't really had anything to do it about. And this build I've wanted to prepare for it for a while until I did it, as it is a more official one because it is sponsored. And it's also the first real showing of the MAD-LITE. Somewhat feel like I didn't really do it justice. Made it seem like it was harder to build than it actually is in reality. But again, there's nothing I can do about that, and I will have to stand for that. And once people get them in their hands, well, they can make their own judgment of how it is. So here's my cable collection. I can strongly recommend getting one of these. Because like every single cable you get, just put down here, and if you ever need a cable, you can always just take something out. And also these cable spools of 30 American wire gauge cables, made by Adafruit. Incredible quality. Ooh, I know what I should do. So I think 2 years ago or something, I got this tape from Elefun. I can't remember how I got it, but it's like, yeah, it's tape. It looks like one of those do not enter bands, but it is tape and sticky. Should probably do this just to have a good background. I know when I have good focus. And also where I have, when I'm in and out of frame, I could mark with this. It's a learning experience, getting better with each and every stream. And now I've also learned the importance of announcing ahead of time that I'm doing a stream, as there's been a lot more activity in this stream than it's been before. Ooh, I almost forgot. In the bidding and the package with this quad, there's also gonna be this great Elefun cap and neck strap included. Exclusive viewing here of me in an Elefun cap. I do not fit well in caps at all. But in Elefun neck straps, that is perfect. That's how it should be. Everyone should be going around wearing Elefun neck straps. Should probably switch to a new one for mine, because mine is kinda filthy. Mine has also been with me for roughly 2 years. So the highest bid is now tied. No, it is Stefan at $300 and Kim at 200. Which is, it is a steal for the components. Just the frame is 150. And motors and stack is another 150, I think. But that's how it is with auctions. You can get a deal. Let's see here, which scale was it that was that one? Oh, I just realized I have one more scale new in package. So let's see here, how many scales do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then I've given one away to a friend. Yeah, I admit I have a problem with scales. It is an addiction. I promise I will seek help for it sometime in the future. But meanwhile, I'm gonna get more scales. Johan has a cool scale also from, I think, some Chinese site. And instead of a blue display, it's green. That's like limited edition. Gotta have one of those. There is now 1 minute left on the bidding. And it is still Stefan with $300, which is an absolute steal. Oh, Harald with $400. And let's see here. It is now 21:30, which was when it was ending. So stop bidding now, because there's no real good way for me to see who was the bidder. How do I know when the time ended here on Facebook? Oh, I just realized that. Yeah, the bidding has ended now, and the one that I see is Stefan's at 450. But so the issue here is that it is rolling when all of them come in, and I don't know if one of them came in like 5 seconds after 31 or when it was. But the one that I saw roll in after I said that the bidding had ended was Harald's 500. So the one that was before that was Stefan's 450. And I know that there is also a delay between me saying something and you guys hearing it. It's around a 30 seconds ish delay. So I'm not sure what to do now. I should have thought about this beforehand and probably not used Facebook for an auction. So I'm honestly not sure what to do. If Harald or Stefan won, because I realized that when I say bidding has ended, it's around 30 seconds until you guys hear it. I probably should have written a post or a comment like bidding ends here. Oh no, now I see. The timestamps. Oh yeah. Okay. Stefan won. Hang on, let me give me a minute here. I'm gonna make you probably won't hear me for a little while, but I'm gonna make so you guys can see my screen so that I can show you what I'm thinking. Can you guys hear? Yeah, now you can hear me. Good. And now I need to do a window capture. Okay. Now I need to be careful what I'm showing. But can you guys see my screen, by the way? You should be able to see my Facebook screen. Oh yeah, you can. So the thing here is, Stefan's came in at 21:30. Meanwhile, Harald's came in at 21:31. So that means that Stefan's was the one that won. Does this feel fair? I just want to give time if anyone has anything to comment on that, or like if that feels unfair to anyone. I just want to be sure, because I'm a part of this mess up. Well, it's entirely my fault, honestly. Just so if anyone feels that this is unfair, now is the time to comment it. If I don't get a response in 2 minutes, roughly, then it's gonna go to Stefan for $450. Again, sorry for this confusion and everything. New situation. Definitely gonna learn to next time. If there is a next time auction even. I don't know if it's a good idea to do it in the future. Either way, quad is built. That was the goal of the stream. Thank you Elefun for sponsoring the components for this build. And thank you all really for showing up and being a part of the stream. It was incredibly funny to do it, even though I got a bit frustrated in some parts, because it is quite tiring to do streams and building at the same time, especially when something goes wrong. I haven't had that many technical difficulties, or really any technical difficulties with the streaming setup, which is a first, except for the Wi-Fi dying, which is a quite easy fix, just getting an Ethernet cable and running it here. Need to buy like a 15-meter one. And of course this quad is gonna have the tune. I'm gonna PM Stefan, and we're gonna discuss if you want it to be sent to Johan, and Johan's gonna tune it and then send it to you, or if you want it now, and all that. We're gonna take that by PM. Again, this is the end of the stream now. Thank you all so much for coming. It was incredibly fun to do, and good night.